Hi, welcome at Apex Biology, and we have a question for consideration today. And the question is, explain how the eye control the amount of light entering it in bright light and in dim light. That's our question. And to answer this question, we want to go straight and simply say that the answer is that we say iris controls light entering eye. That's very important. The iris controls light entering the eye. That's very important. Now, using what is called circular and radial muscles. The iris uses circular and radial muscles on it in order to control the light entering the eye. Once this is mentioned, you have already started answering the question. Now, what the second said, how does it control the light in bright and in dim light? Now, in bright light, let's see what happens. In bright light, focus on the muscles, okay? In bright light, we simply say, first point, circular muscles contract. Let's focus on that. The circular muscle contract so that you can easily understand it. The circular muscles contract. When the circular muscles contract, the next thing is that the pupils constrict. Or let's use simple language. Pupil becomes narrow. All right? The pupil become narrow. When the pupil become narrow, we always call it constrict. All right? Narrow or constrict. Pupils become narrow. When pupils become narrow, then at that point you now see that the iris is narrow too, right? The iris is narrow. Then what happened now? The diagram of the eye now appears like this. To have this as the eye, you now see this is our narrow pupil to control the amount of light entering the eye in the case of bright light. And do not forget that this is controlled by what is called the parasympathetic nerves. All right? That is for that. Now let's explain what happens in dim light. In dim light, you can say that in dim light, let's just pick the opposite. In dim light, the opposite, we say circular muscles. What will now happen? Relaxes. Very important. Here they contract. Then what happened? Here, pupil becomes wider so that more light can enter. Pupil becomes wider or dilates, right? And when that happens, you see more light will go in. Then you now have iris is wide open. Iris is wide open, right? And then we can say controlled by which nerve? By sympathetic nerve. Sympathetic nerves. And the diagram looks like this. This is our eye. Because it's in dim light, you now have a wider pupil. So here we now say you have wide pupil. And for simplicity, this is what is called dilated pupil. Dilated pupil, you need to see well at night. While here that the pupil is narrow, you can say constrict, constricted pupil. Sorry for the size of the board. Enjoy learning.